Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live. Talk radio without the static. Email your questions and comments to lynncullenshow@gmail.com. And now your host, Lynn Cullen.
Hi, hope you're there. Had a little bit of trouble getting things up and running today. Big shock. But I think I kind of think I sort of maybe did it. And now I got the problem of not seeing where, dear God in heaven, my sister is. Hang on. I know she's there somewhere. Suze, I'll find you in a sec. Where the fuck is everything? God damn it. Fuck a duck. Okay, see, I'm having trouble. Hang on. I saw that Susan has called in. Everything is so slow, and my screens are disappearing, okay, so there's that. I need, I got it. Okay, Suze, wait a minute. Hang on. I think I got you. Fuck a duck.
Hello? You got it.
Whoa, God. Jesus H. You have no...
Mazel tov.
Yeah, right.
I have no idea what it's like listening to you, with like a sock in my mouth, unable to help you.
Well, it's... God damn. I mean, I've got over 4 screens up and alive. And sometimes they're hiding behind another one, and I got to move them. I don't know. It is like not built for this.
Not doing good.
Okay, it's kind of okay. I saw you had called in earlier before I'd even gotten the connection up.
Well, that was the problem, and that's what I figured out, that they were thinking I was you asking for the passcode. So I hung up and called back in, by which time you were up and running and it worked.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's... I think you were there, but I couldn't... Yeah, I wasn't. Anyway, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Let me try to... And now I'm just going to try to find the place I want to be, which is not here with you, and I can't find that fucking screen. I want to get to the screen with all the folks on it and the chat and stuff.
Well, what would they be talking to us about at this point?
About how stupid I am. I don't know. Fuck a duck. I can't find it.
Be nice to yourself.
Well, I'm just not made for this. It's gone. I don't see it. So I'm not going to be able to see the chat, I don't think, without threatening to pull us all off.
I'll pull up the chat.
You pull up chat and see if anything is ever of any interest there.
Will do.
Okay. And I'm trying to kind of look for this screen I've lost, but I can't find it. Son of a bitch. I mean, where does a missing screen go? I mean, okay, never mind. It should be okay. I'll stop. I just have to stop, right, and just do the show.
Yes.
Okay. I know, but I'm still not quite doing it. I'm going to do it in just 1 minute. I got it! I got the screen.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Got it.
So it only took,
Okay.
5 minutes of the show. Okay. Fine. Damn
Yeah.
it. Son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm in a state. I am. I'm in a state. Hi, guys.
Yeah, you're in Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania would have been correct. I mean, that's the
that's
state.
right. Yes. You're
If I said I'm in a city, yeah.
one good brain.
I'm in a city. No, I'm in a whatever. Damn, son of a. Okay, stop. So, and speaking of states, where are you? Are you in Missouri?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just got to keep a track. She's nomadic. So, Susan's in Missouri.
But I've been on a loop for a couple of years where
right.
I just
right.
boomeranged back and forth, and
right.
there are so many friends and people that I haven't seen for several years. So
yeah,
I honestly came down here to have lunch with some friends, and to pack in a few other friends around them, and stay with some friends so I could see those friends that way. And then I'm going to go over to the cemetery tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to drive home.
Huh.
For my grandson's first birthday.
Oh, for God's sake, that cute little smiling wondrousness. He's a year. Wow.
He's a year old, and his mommy is a few decades more today.
Oh, it's her birthday? I can't keep track of birthdays. I don't. I never have kept track of anything other than yours, Bill's, and our parents. And now I don't have to keep track of theirs anymore. And Sam, and my sons. And that's it. And I don't know, even best friends. I cannot, for the life of me, keep track of any.
I'm constantly bad about it. And
but,
I go, oh.
But see, people.
They are not. They keep calendars that have things like
that's
that
right.
on them.
That's right. Or like things like Facebook or something. They tell them on their phone so-and-so's birthday. And then people appear to be just so much better at, better friends because they say happy birthday on the right days or even acknowledge it. But I don't know. We come from a family in which birthdays, holidays, they were never that big a deal, were they?
No. I mean, I was actually just talking about this with my friend the other day because her husband, who is Jewish, much like us, doesn't like to give presents on the days for occasions.
I don't either.
He gives great presents.
Yeah.
But when he runs into them, and then he'll buy it and give it to her.
Right.
And I said, well, maybe it's a Jewish thing because that's how we were.
I am
raised.
too.
Mother would see something, she would buy it for us, and it might be my birthday's in July, it might be February, but she'd buy it for me and say,
"Happy birthday." I know.
And I'd go, but my birthday is never mind.
No, so I'm like that.
Hanukkah, so it must be your birthday present.
Well,
but I do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like that too. So I'm in a bit of a panic and having anxiety attacks about the fact that I've agreed to do this this thing at a small little theater.
Where you have to tell funny holiday stories?
Yeah, I think also I didn't mention that. So I have to tell holiday stories, and it's clear that because of the timing of it that this has to do with Christmas and I suppose Hanukkah or something. And I agreed to do it, and then only after I agreed I realized I don't have a fucking story. I don't have any stories.
That's your story.
But it's not much of a story. But it's just supposed to be funny. This is supposed to be entertaining. And there's nothing entertaining about
try and remember what you used to do on Christmas.
No, that's not. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So it's lonely Jew stuff. No one wants to hear that. It's a bummer.
I don't know. I used to have a good time. How many Christmas masses did you go to? I thought they were great. I'd go to midnight mass.
I hate them.
I go over to other people's houses.
See, I didn't. The last Christmas church thing I went to was here in Pittsburgh with a friend, and she was so clearly, including me in this very warm way. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry for a Jew. This is not a. I just. So I sit there and I listen. I remember at one point they said the King of the Jews was born or something, and I thought, fuck that. He ain't. I'm the only Jew in here, and I got news for you. He's not my king. I mean, so I was like combative. This is not a way to make friends. I mean, I just, I just. Where did I just see this thing?
See, I'm laughing.
Yeah, but you're a Jew. And I'm saying it's not a time for Jews to, be not making friends because we don't have any. So I found this. Is this not classic? Just unpacked our nativity scene for Christmas. I removed all the Jews, Arabs, and foreigners. I ended up with a jackass and a handful of sheep. I liked that.
No, you can't use that either.
Well, but it's true. So who's in that fucking nativity scene? A bunch of Jews and some Arabs and
but can I just say it's because there weren't any Christians yet?
Yeah, that's true.
I put an end to that conversation.
Well, I'm just sorry, but I don't know.
Well, maybe you feeling thusly, Lynn. Maybe you should back out of it.
I can't. There's posters up, pictures on them. I can't. So whatever. No, I'm gonna have to go and figure something out. Maybe I'll lie. I don't know. No, I don't think of Christmas fondly. I'm sorry. I don't. I was just a left out kid.
Well, I didn't say I thought of it fondly, but I could probably come up with some stories.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. Suze, didn't you feel we came from a Jewish family that made no a lot of Jews trying despereately to not have their children to not have their children feel like aliens would have Christmas trees. And to my family, that was so outrageous. It was unthinkable. Why would a Jew have a Christmas tree? And then there's all kinds of stuff that goes on in the heads of Jews who do that. Oh, it's not a religious symbol. No, that's why it's called a Christmas tree. It's not a religious symbol. It's a symbol of the season. And, I mean, if all of a sudden Christians would start lighting candles and have menorahs in their window, any of them doing that? I don't think so. But it's the problem of being a minority, a tiny minority, in a culture that is overwhelmingly, as it was when we were growing up, Christian. And if you're a little kid, man, it makes you feel so othered. It's just beyond belief how othered.
Yeah.
And I try to be.
Everybody looking at you going, what do you mean? You don't have Christmas.
And then on top of it.
How many times did you have that conversation? What do you get? You don't get any presents? And that's when we go, no, we get Hanukkah and we get 7 days, which wasn't true because
not true.
Because Mother didn't pay.
We didn't get a present every night of Hanukkah. That's bullshit.
We barely got
anything.
Because we got them sometime in July.
Oh, the trauma. Oh, the fucking trauma. It's a wonder any of us survive into adulthood, I'll tell you.
Well, this explains why I turned into such a what's the word? I can't even. Consumer.
I don't know. You
I
like to
don't
buy.
know.
You like to buy yourself stuff.
I like to buy stuff. Yeah, I buy myself presents because I've had a lifetime of being disappointed.
Oh, listen to Art saying. Speaking of Bill, did we say Bill?
Probably
No.
not, but go ahead. Speak.
I think we talked to the family. Speaking of Bill, that's our older brother. Any chance you might have him back on to reprise his remarkable work? Oh, God, on gift giving. Art, you might find it remarkable. It was the biggest downer of an interview I've ever. People were appalled. Maybe not you, Art. People were appalled.
Well, right, because of because you're supposed to just get grumpy about getting a gift because it gives you an obligation to return it. It's
That's
not
right.
a gift; it's a demand.
It's so our brother, right? The academic, the thinking, and he's not incorrect. I mean, he talks about gift giving as something that sets up a obligation. You give a gift, and the person you give to then has, whether you acknowledge it or not, a debt to be repaid to you. And gift giving gets very fraught when somebody of higher status gives a gift to someone of lower status, or the opposite. There are all kinds of things that in your head you might know if you're very aware. These things are never spoken of, but most of us have internalized them in some way. Although it was so clear after that interview with Bill, a lot of folks thought he was talking insanity. They never had thought for a minute about any of that.
Well, to prove his point, let me direct you towards the industry of weddings.
Okay.
In which a wedding couple now believes that their invitation to the far too expensive event that they've created for you creates an obligation on the guest's part to gift them a gift of at least equal, if not greater value than the wedding couple spent on them to procure such gift.
And how does this manifest itself? What do you mean?
It manifests itself if you read things online by people being upset that their wedding gifts didn't come up to what their estimation should be. You know, I mean, things that we call gifts now are not gifts. They're orders. And I will point you to registries.
Well, that's true.
As a second example.
Well, that's true. But that's meant to help.
And now,
but people, the price.
It's not a help.
I know.
It has become a demand. And so
right.
Let's segue from I could use a flat box, thank you, to we got everything we need. We want you to send us cash because we want to go on an
that's true, and I think people I've heard that
cruise, or we want to buy a house. Just send cash. I mean, so gifts are already a very muddied openly in our culture, and anybody who claims that ain't obvious and true is walking around. They better open their eyes.
Well, the tawdriness of it all. I have to say, even these destination weddings are outrageous. Yes, we're getting married and we're inviting you. Now, the fact is you'll have to pay outrageous airfares, your own. I mean, what? And I mean, if these are all rich people, go for it. But it keeps a lot.
The science of destination weddings is to scrape people off.
Oh, so some can't afford, but don't think people don't like it. They do. No, they go into debt.
There's few.
They don't want to look like they can't afford it. I so can't stomach this. So yeah, my brother is not incorrect about the gift giving stuff. And I was able to tell him, he couldn't believe this story I told him, but it was true. I knew a woman, she's now gone, She was a character here in Pittsburgh. And she once told me that someone gave her a gift. I can't remember what the occasion was. And she said it was so clearly this tawdry re-gift of something. It was so obviously not a gift to me that she said, I said to her when I opened it, oh, obviously you made a mistake here, and I gave it back. Well, I cannot believe she had the gall to do that.
Well, it's the thought that counts. And what she was saying is, you didn't think.
Or you make the mistake of re-gifting something to the person who gave it to you because you can't even remember. You can't even remember, where did I get this piece of crap? I do have a drawer of stuff that I think could always make a gift, but somehow that drawer just keeps filling up and never goes out. So anyway, yeah, my brother's sense of gift giving is much more intense and obligation. If a underling gives a boss a too expensive gift, that's a faux pas. If a boss gets, there's all kinds, and people, I can't believe people aren't really. I had some terrible thing happen recently where someone who ostensibly worked under me gave me a nicer gift than I gave them. That felt like a big mistake on my part, I decided. But I don't know. I thought they'd gone. I know they didn't make much money. I felt they gave me way too much. You know how you make these calculations. So if you go shopping for gifts and you are not a neurotic wreck, then obviously you don't understand any of this.
Well, here's the thing. The notion of what a proper gift has so changed from a token of my love or
friendship or
love for you or appreciation for a friendship, such that its value has nothing to do with the cost.
True.
It truly is.
Yeah, true.
The thought.
Right.
But that's somehow been so lost in the in the consumer idea that it has to be bigger and better. That we're fed that you can't be happy at Christmas if you don't open your front door and find a BMW with a big red bow on it.
I've even been thinking, this sounds awful, but I will tell you, I sometimes think that sending your grandchildren, who I adore, Hanukkah gifts or Christmas gifts or whatever the hell they're doing, is ridiculous because they want for nothing. Is that awful?
That's true.
Okay, but
no.
then, and it's just one more thing that gets dropped in front of them. It doesn't matter.
But that said, if they know that their aunt has sent them something, they're very excited by it. It doesn't have to be much. It could be a favorite book. I promise you.
All right.
My grandchildren like books.
Yeah, but see, I don't know. You don't know what book they like. I don't know what they would like.
I don't, and that's why, and that's why I don't get them anything. I ask my kids, what do your kids need? Because I really don't want to contribute.
But see, to me, there is no fun in being told what to get. And I know that
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
So here's what
that's like a fucking registry game. Hey, can I just say this about registries? I'm sorry, and then I'll interrupt you.
Yes.
Registries,
yes,
wedding registries. My God, the last time I went on one, I was so blown away by the cost of everything. I had thought, what? But I can't just get a fork. I am not. It was like, get the lovely couple one place setting. of their ridiculously expensive I mean, I can't believe people think you're supposed to give them.
I remember when one of our cousins registered for a caviar server.
Fuck.
And I remember thinking I should get that for them, and just the card can say, "I hope life lives up to your expectations."
Jesus H.
Uh,
Who even knows what a fucking caviar server? It's a plate. God, I so hate everything. I'm sorry, I'm in a mood. Can you tell?
So let me just say that I've decided, because no, my grandchildren don't need anything. And to the extent that they do need things in this day and age, what they need is for me to help their parents pay for things, because it's so expensive. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's just an article in the newspaper about how, it used to be if you had a six-figure income, you were solidly middle class, and you were okay. That doesn't work in today's world, when daycare for one child costs, between $15,000 and $25,000, and if you have two kids, add that up, and you're supposed to be saving for retirement and their college at the same time, and food and a mortgage, and so honestly, gifts should practically help them get through this very expensive period of life. But what I do for my grandchildren, and I'm eagerly awaiting for all four of them to be old enough, but I've already started with my older two, is experiences. So I got us some really good seats at the Lion King.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones I had never seen, and I thought, I'm going to do theater and opera and ballet with my grandchildren. And I'm going to, because some of my favorite moments of my childhood, even though I was simultaneously bored, I was completely enthralled.
Yeah.
At the things that we saw.
Yeah.
And the things we saw were things like Rudolf Nureyev and Mikhail Baryshnikov and and Edward Villella, and I mean, it's the ballets that I remember the most.
Yeah.
But in the theater.
Oh. Yep.
Those are the experiences of my childhood that are the most vivid memories. And those are the things that I want to do with my grandchildren, because then I'll be part of one of their most vivid memories. And if I give them a tricycle, will they remember?
No.
No.
Here's another thing you can do with them. Take them.
Experiences.
Take them
trips.
Here's some experiences, though. I'm going to throw in some others. Go work at a food bank.
Yeah.
I mean it. I mean,
Oh, no,
I just think, bring them to something where they're helping other people. I was thinking I was going to start giving kids, in your name, I've donated $100 to some starving children who live in the country. I don't know. I'm getting to the point where so much is going to so few, and so little is going to others, that I'm really struggling. And this consumer
free.
And this consumer.
Yeah, the consumerism. Yeah, it's nonsense. They don't need that much.
I know.
So if you won't hurt my feelings.
Okay.
No.
Whatever. Yeah, but they'll talk about me in their older age. They'll say, "Remember when Aunt Ninu sent us like?" It'll be like we talk.
Plant trees in Israel.
Well, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. We should stop. There was actually, God damn, but you see, I got nothing to talk about. Well, yeah, I could go to the
really hard to read newspapers. Yeah.
I don't know. I give up.
My mind just skitters.
Well, I've done some reading, and it's frightening. Speaking of kids, I thought I'd say this for you because it's so appalling.
Who's saying they can't? Oh, they can hear Susan. Okay.
It's so appalling. There has been these articles recently about this huge new industry. Again, in this shallow, ludicrous, super capitalized nation of ours. And that is the skincare products for preschoolers.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, you can't. It's billions of dollars being spent. And there are kids who are having spa days, and there's specific, I mean, there are lines now, product lines of stuff intended for little girls, so that a 5-year-old girl could already be into like 3 or 4 separate skincare. By the way, I have none. The only thing I have on my skin is I still have some jars you sent me of stuff. And they're very nice, and I use them. One's CBD, one's this, and I put it on.
No,
at
they
night
are
or
very nice.
Yeah.
They're all organic. And
okay,
just
whatever.
for your skin.
But I don't do shit. And I'm sure my skin.
I don't either.
Okay, my skin looks like it. But to think of what women spend, and now they're making little girls think that that's what you do?
No. I ran into this when my 13-year-old grandniece came to visit me at my house in Chicago, and it wanted to go to Sephora for products. And I said, "What kind of products do you need?" And she goes into this routine that she does every morning. And I said, "Really? How do you have time to do that?"
How old is it? How old is the kid?
13.
Oh,
I will say her skin looks flawless, and there's no.
Well, listen, children's skin is flawless. What the fuck?
I agree.
Oh my God!
I said, that's great. I said, but gee,
Oh,
how much money do you spend on this stuff? And I mean, this is. She's got 2 school teacher parents, so she's hoarding her money, and this is how she's spending it.
So there's this one there's one that's called Barbie is a line. Barbie. There's another one which has reported $100 million in sales just last year. Skincare packages for children as young as 3. They do the Barbie moisturizer and cleanser, and a woman is quoted in it saying, "My 8-year-old calls this her Barbie spa time and won't go to bed without it now." It's sickening. Fucking sickening.
I will say that my daughter puts CeraVe on her children's skin at night because they have dry skin.
Well, if they're dry skin, fine.
Whatever that is, that's $5 at the grocery store in the
Well, that's the only product I have, but that's because I use their anti-itch stuff.
Right.
My favorite, Barbara writes, a low-cost spay-neuter clinic. How'd spay-neuters get in here? Makes a gift tree for various procedures at different prices. I send those to children. You send them spay-neuter clinic? That's even worse than what I was thinking. And she says, and hopefully their parents explain the gift. But their parents then have to tell them why we cut dogs' balls off. I mean, it gets them into the facts of life.
Right.
If the kid is too young to hear that stuff, then it's too young, right? Wrong? What does fixing a dog or a cat mean?
Making it so that they can't create babies.
And you can stop it there, but that sounds like a cruel thing. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, one more horror on this. I so hate the whole fashion world and all of it, and because we're We're
Some of my favorite hates is today's show.
Yeah. One of my, I mean, Jesus, God, the shallowness of humanity is beyond belief to me. And all you have to do is read the style section to, just immerse yourself immediately in the shallowness of what some people give a damn about. Unbelievable. And I saw this a little while back, and now I've seen more articles about it. Susan, are you up on the latest fashion trend for women?
You mean besides being naked?
It's close.
Nipples.
Yeah, well, it's
Nipples.
close.
Nipples.
No, not nipples. Being naked is close. Increasingly, celebrity women.
Oh, camel toe. Camel toe.
No. Although you can tell me about that in a minute. It says here, celebrities seem to have developed a pants allergy. And then they name a bunch bunch of widows have
pantsless for a
okay,
while. Yeah.
Okay, so they're running errands in their underpants. I thought it was pretty interesting when I started seeing women wearing pajama bottoms and slippers outside shopping and stuff. Now, apparently, underpants are the thing.
Well, I will say I saw a man in aisle 4 at Whole Foods last year in his underpants, but I thought that was, call the police time. So if women are doing it, there are things that make you scream. These are the things that make me scream.
Well, I have to say.
I mean, can't we have just sort of minimal standards?
No, and no, and then they're called fashion diapers. And here is
fashion diapers.
And here's a fashion expert, and here it all is. It's not that easy to shock or surprise in fashion anymore. And see, shock is how you get people's attention in this fucked up culture, right?
Oh, it's the algorithms that are making
them so that's it. So the fashion experts say that low-cut tops, sheer fabrics, all that naked stuff Susan's talking about, don't stand out anymore. And that people need something new. And so they decided that it felt a little bit more provocative to go out without their bottoms.
See, but this, and I'm just gonna put out there that it's such an anti-feminist sort of thing. You can't be Me Tooing all over the place and claiming that you have the right to do everything and screaming about the male gaze and then doing everything you possibly can to attract the prurient male gaze. Right. I'm sorry, I don't, and maybe that's anti-feminist, but I don't think so. I don't think it means that women get to do whatever they want and scream wrong when a man reacts the way I react by looking at it, more. Why wouldn't a man react by looking at it more? Yeah, I resent it. I think it is an absolute ploy to discredit women, and women are falling into it.
Susan, I am seeing that people are saying my volume is a lot higher than yours, and I have no way of knowing what to do about that. And that is if that wasn't bad.
That's normal, guys.
Yeah,
that's normal.
No, that's not. So and then on top of it, I'll try to talk softer. Bree writes, when Lynn just yelled that she got it, my neighbors pounded on the wall. I'm sorry. Bree, you've got your speakers are too good. I think I figured this out about you.
Or you guys turn your volume down, or if you have stereo.
But then they
put
won't
me
hear
on one
you.
speaker and yeah, I know.
So anyway,
I'm like Tara Lipinski at the skaters thing. They had.
What is
They
that?
had. I was watching Skate America. I was desperate for something to watch on TV, and figure skating. There's a figure skating championship.
Yeah.
So I was watching that, and Tara Lipinski and what's his name? The male skater that anyway, they drive people nuts. I think they're cute, but they talk nonstop, and the sound was messed up, so you could hear the music of the skater and watch the skater, and you could hear just them murmuring quietly in the background, but you couldn't make out what they were saying, and everybody was thrilled because they just got to watch the skaters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This conversation reminded me of that.
Okay.
That's all.
Sometimes less is better. Sometimes softer is better. I have one more thing on this that I saw in the Week magazine. And again, it is so beyond me to comprehend. It said, plastic surgeons in Washington, D.C. are seeing a surge in requests for Mar-a-Lago face.
Oh, God. Can you? Yeah, they.
Oh, my God.
First of all, you have to be over 65. You have to have very fake, very blonde hair, and then commence to puff and Botox and fill and lift. And then you turn out and look like a really scary mask of an old
you just
lady.
You look so fucking terrifying and ugly. It's beyond belief that people.
It's MAGA face.
There were pictures of some of the women at his
those two old blonde bras.
This party he gave, and oh my God, they're one more grotesque than the other, and they're all got the same face. It's that same fucking huge lips. God. And there was a woman who was wearing a real tight dress, like I think it was blue, navy blue, and it had polka dots all over it, strangely, all the way down, that made her look like she had more of an hourglass figure than she did. So they were,
of course, right.
And
they come in at the waist and go out at the
right.
hips, yes.
And somebody posted online, why is this woman dressed like a hospital sock? Oh God, this is so perfect. It looked like the bottom of a hospital sock.
I think there's something in the water in Florida, but everyone that goes down there looking normal ends up looking like this. That's
oh my God in heaven. Okay. Well, speaking of watching things, I just want to put in, I don't think I have yet, and this is a problem of never remembering who you told what, because I sure as hell have told a lot of people face to face. But there is something on television, on Netflix now, that I think is really, really good. Actually, I've seen a number of things on Netflix that are really, really good. But this one is also gives you some American history that you don't know. It's well written, it's incredibly well acted, and it's called Death by Lightning. And it's 4 episodes, each about an hour. And it's about one of our presidents that we don't know anything about, James Garfield. We don't know anything about him because he was in office for all of 3 months, and somebody shot him.
Right.
Yeah, he got shot. So this Death by Lightning is about, it traces him and the guy who shot him, a guy named Godot. And it's fascinating. And it shows that assassination probably had a huge impact on our history.
The trajectory of the United
Exactly.
States. Yes.
I mean, you think of what maybe was lost by it, because Garfield was a truly good man. And it is incredibly well done.
Well, there was my highbrow sister. I was watching the Eddie Murphy special.
But Susan, you would love this, the Garfield one. You would
I'll
love
watch it. No, I no.
It's not like
no. That sounds very interesting. I will watch it. But I did watch the Eddie Murphy special, and I thought that was actually really well done.
Okay. Milton.
Interesting. I found out stuff.
Oh yeah.
That I was surprised by, and he's interesting and very funny. Watch through the credits, but the documentary is not necessarily funny.
So I watched also. Netflix is just full of good things right now. I watched also a movie, I think from a few years back. It's got a bad title, like Operation Mincemeat. But it also is historically accurate about something that happened, a very important thing that happened in spycraft in World War II. And trying to trick Hitler into thinking the Allies were going into Greece instead of Sicily. And it is really good. And that stars Colin Firth and Matthew Macfadyen. Matthew Macfadyen is also the assassin in Death by Lightning. He is if you don't know who he is, then you didn't watch Succession. Did you watch Succession, Susan? No?
No.
Oh,
I've been living with someone that didn't want to watch TV.
Yeah. Okay. So, in Succession, he plays, the Shiv's husband, and he's just such a milquetoasty guy. In these,
I've seen enough of Succession to know who he is. Yes.
He is an astonishing actor. Anyway. There is that. That movie is really good. And I also just finished this 8-episode thing with Claire Danes and Matthew Rice called, I think, The Beast in Us, which is really creepy, but I thought good. Just saying, those are my, at the moment. Oh, and then, of course, Ken Burns' documentary.
I was watching that last night. Yeah.
Well, I've only seen the first 2 hours, and I've already learned more than I ever learned about the beginnings of that war. But I wish when they were talking at the beginning about George Washington in the in the King's army. Heading out to take on the French, the French and Indian War, and
right.
And about General Braddock massacred and Washington, taking bullets left, right, and center and having to retreat and all this kind of stuff. And they said they were trying to get to, they were trying to dislodge the French from Fort Duquesne. And they never said in the voiceover that, and there was no map that showed it, that Fort Duquesne is Pittsburgh, is the point.
Pittsburgh.
It's the point. It was situated on the point of Pittsburgh, which is so important a place. The confluence of the Allegheny and the Ohio and the Monongahela. So I thought, well, it wouldn't have taken much time to just say Pittsburgh to help place it for people. So I got a little annoyed by that, because that whole part of the history I did know by virtue of it having happened so close to where I'm sitting right now. But it's fascinating, and I'm learning about stuff about women that I didn't know, and writers that I didn't know, and there's so many different historians who have been interviewed in it, and you get points of view that you don't know, and I think one of the main things that is so clear is the incredible sort of tone deafness, cognitive, not dissonance, just sort of division that detachment, thank you, of these Americans talking about human liberty and so motivated by it that they're willing to die for it as
these concepts.
As they are enslaving people,
others,
and it's mind blowing. And just wow, and again shows the capacity of human beings to only see what they want to see.
Incredible cruelty.
Well,
incredible cruelty in service of getting what they need or want.
But the ability to lie, I mean, the hypocrisy is so mind-blowingly obvious. You can't write, that, we're entitled to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and that men are created equal. You can't write that shit.
I'm sorry. No. And I can't understand how anybody can claim that a white person looking at a black person didn't understand that that was a human being.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, what is it? It's not.
It's just unbelievable.
A human being. You teach it to speak the same language as you, which it can do the same as you can. I mean, how can you edify something that is essentially the same as you?
Well, I mean, it's white men.
But yes,
it's white. So it's white men making, deciding that they're on the top of this
making economic
this totem pole, and women don't count. Women are essentially property as well, and it's really and to know that we now are in thrall to an administration and a lunatic party
that wants to take us all back
that
there.
wants us back there. It's really extraordinary. And
now we're supposed to forgive Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry.
What bullshit. Please.
I mean, when she puts out, I'm getting threats, and I okay, so now they're doing to you what you did to these other people.
I mean, come on.
Glad you understand how it feels.
She's still
it's performative. I know.
No, she's still the loathsome piece of shit she always was. But what she is showing us, I think, is that she does have more courage than other Republicans, because anytime you put, and she also has ambition, and she's making a calculation. And
there you go.
And
it's
I hope
problem.
No, I hope she's right in what she has calculated.
She's right too.
She
That's
thinks
the
he's
good news. I just don't want all of these people going, well, you have to be. I don't have to anything. I have to remember exactly who she is. I'm glad that she's saying the things that I would prefer she say now, but do I think she's anyone other than I thought she was the day before yesterday? No.
No.
Nor should anybody else.
Exactly. So Trump's got someone coming to the Oval Office today, and
that sweet little prince that kills reporters and chops them up and
the guy
who
dismembered a Washington Post reporter, and was then essentially made into a pariah for a little bit, but those things wear off. So MBS, the Saudi crown prince, who Trump looks at and sees nothing but dollar signs. He's showing up today, and apparently is going to get a welcome that no other foreign leader has received. He's going to walk through a different door. There's going to be a flyover of jets as he approaches. Street lights in Lafayette Square are already festooned with the Saudi Arabian flag. God almighty. Oh, this just came up. Trump to announce dismantling the rest of the education department. So there's that. And let me just say, Larry Summers, who has been embarrassed by some of these emails that have come out, as he should be. And the embarrassment is not just he was so palsy-walsy with Epstein. The embarrassment is what a loser he is when it comes to women. The emails with Epstein are like him seeking advice, asking Epstein if he's handling this particular woman right. This is the guy who also, has made statements saying that he doesn't think women are as intelligent as men. It's why they're underrepresented, he said, in the sciences and in math. This was the head of Harvard. This was the Treasury Secretary to Bill Clinton, I think. He was a major advisor to all these presidents. And he now has said, because these emails, I'm sure there's more, have come out, he's the first one I'm aware of who has publicly now said, I will step back from public life. Although I still want to teach at Harvard. But I will step back. He's married. I can't imagine his marriage survives this. Because it's all this advice. You think, I've always been told that the greatest aphrodisiac is for men is to have power. And it explains how, ugly, horrible men can get any babe they want, right? It's because power is the ultimate aphrodisiac. Well, this guy is powerful as holy hell. And he still can't even score, apparently. Total loser. Just want to say, Larry Summers.
Really?
Yeah, and there'll be others. And anyone who thinks that the Epstein files have not been scoured and parts of them burned ahead of this so-called release is, I think, a bit naive. Would you agree?
Well, of course. Otherwise, they were just waiting to get them into some sort of shape.
Yeah. Also,
and they'll withhold others because they're, going to say that they're, going to be part of a prosecution,
Right, exactly. A prosecution of some Democrat, right.
And it'll be right. Well, if they do that, then they'll have to withhold the stuff relating to Democrats, which they might not want to do. If they're sort of caught between a rock and a hard place here.
What
And
horrible.
Did you see that the
Yeah.
the judge is looking to dismiss
The Comey case because
the Comey thing just because she's such a stupid idiot that she doesn't know how to do it.
Lindsay Halligan is what was she? She's never prosecuted a case in her life. She goes before a grand jury and does one fuck up after another.
Some sort of corporate attorney.
No. She was an insurance kind of attorney. What she had was she's a Trump-looking babe, and she looks like all these women around Trump. Yep. I can't tell one from the other.
All I can say is all these women attorneys that he keeps putting out front and center are making we women attorneys look really bad and stupid, and I resent it. There are many of us highly qualified people in each of these kinds of legal specialties, which, by the way, there are. Most people just know their very narrow area of expertise and have a general memory of the rest of it from law school.
Yeah.
But someone that's doing, basically civil corporate stuff doesn't know bupkis about the procedure, and that procedure is a whole class. Course in law school. So there are books of procedure about how to handle a grand jury proceeding. She didn't know anything.
It's if you put me up there. No, I'd do better. I think I might have done better, and I don't know shit.
You would have at least looked up how to do it.
Well, that might be true. Yeah, I would have Googled how do you.
You could have been like Kim Kardashian and asked Chat, GP, whatever it is, to who she used that to study for the bar exam, which she failed.
But
she could have asked it how do I proceed before a grand jury? It might have gotten her closer than she got.
Unfucking believable. And then there's this thing. Are you aware that
this is
we're actually out of time? But are you aware that a woman reporter asking Trump a question? I think it was on the plane this weekend or somewhere. She asked him something, and he said to her, Quiet, piggy.
No.
All right, just saying. And the thing is all the other people, nobody said, I don't know. Can you imagine? Okay, that's it. This little piggy went to market.
Okay, I'm going to go off and have a good time seeing all my friends that I haven't seen in a very long time.
I'm glad you are. Say hi.
I'm not going to spoil my day.
Okay, say hi to any of them I would say hi to, and I
will.
Have a good time, Suze. Thank you.
Okay.
All righty. Bye. And guys, about the audio issue, I know Kevin, my savior, who gets the show up and running when I get it screwed up, he also was aware of that discrepancy in audio levels and tried to figure out but he's unclear what to do. He's not an IT guy. I don't have an IT guy, okay? He's just a sweet, wonderful, hardworking guy who's holding city paper together. And he's actually comes out to my house when these things happen and sits here just desperately trying to figure it out. So that's where we are. The fact that I get on any given day is truly a miracle. Just saying. Hey, thank you, and thank you for listening to this bitchy babe today. I do appreciate it. Have a good one. Oh, come on. Aw, man.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper or its advertisers.